before I get started, it's a tragedy happened out there at sea. The submarine that tried to go see the Titanic apparently end up imploding. So my hearts go out to that, to all those families that's been affected. That's crazy. Why does that start off this video? Because I want to talk about Classic Game Room because it does have some type of video game tendency to it. They actually tried to use a Logitech controller to control that small minivan sized submarine. I mean, they literally tried to use one of these. It's not funny, but they tried to use one of these controllers, and wow, it's just, I'm going to follow that story. It's going to be really interesting. Nevertheless, let's get into this video. Classic Game Room is really returning, I think. Just saw a video with Mark. It was like a minute some odd video of him rebranding the channel. I think he rebranded the channel from 80s Comics back to Classic Game Room, and apparently he's going to start reviewing things again. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts about this. Mark has been a staple in my YouTube viewing for well over a decade. I remember he wasn't really on YouTube. He was somewhere else. And from 99 to, up to like 2008 or something. But 2008 is when he started to take off. In 2008, he had Classic Game Room. He had Undertow. He had some other channels. And it was a very successful channel up until about, I'll say 2013, 2014, it started to go downhill because of, ad revenue and stuff. And the thing about Classic Game Room was it was a fully functioned production gig, and it had to be funded by money apparently. And it got to the point where he had to shut everything down. So it was around about 2018. It was between 2017 and 2019. You can pretty much figure out when you thought it was over and done with. I think one of the last videos he did was like Vector Man or something, and it was over and done with. He tried Patreon and stuff, and it didn't work out. He went to Amazon. But the thing about Classic Game Room, it was clearly, even with the high production value, it was a hobby. And it was a hobby that everybody, pretty much gravitated to. This guy literally should have, I believe he should have at least 2 million subs by now. But the thing about it was he kind of got a little stubborn, in my opinion, and he kind of went away because of the monetization of things. And I get it. Things cost money, but now with the way things are, you don't have to have all that to be successful on YouTube. I've seen people do it without high production value do very well. And this bodes very good for Mark, because Mark has endless content that he could put on his channel. I mean, from the retro games to the current games, he could do it. So hopefully if he returns, he would just return just by reviewing the stuff that's out there. He does a great job of reviewing stuff, and it comes across very smooth. It comes off very well. He has a really good voice for the job. So I hope if he does return, hopefully it's not under a umbrella of he has to make money, because I get it. Time is money, and people don't like to waste their time. But there's a lot of YouTubers that do this for the love of doing YouTube. I'm one of them. I don't get monetized over here or my other channel, but I love doing this. I love what I do, and people really, appreciate that. Not everybody in the world may not appreciate it, but people do appreciate it when you're actually putting out content because you truly love to do it. And I think Mark actually loved to do it at some point. I think he just got a little discouraged back in 2013 or I didn't say 2013, let's say 2015, 2016, when everything started crumbling down. And I get it. When you build something and it goes away, is not the best situation. So hopefully, if he does decide to return, like he says, because he's made a couple of attempts to come back, but it just didn't. It wasn't really on the. It really wasn't on the up and up. But if he does come back, I hope he comes to this with some passion. Just do the content. You don't have to do. I mean, there's people on YouTube right now. They're doing videos with their camera phone. And they're doing numbers, TikTok, that people do those with they're not doing high production stuff. And maybe that's what he still aims for, but you can be successful at this, even if it's a small amount of monetization just to get by. Because I know he's done other things to make a living, so this shouldn't be his primary thing now. Hopefully, he just learned his lesson from the past, because we all learn our lesson. We take our bumps. We make our the makeup of ourselves over time is the mistakes or the experiences that we go through. So my thing is, I think this is really great for YouTube. YouTube needs this, because I mean we got retro videos out or retro content out, but it's just not the same without Mark. It never been the same without Mark. Mark needs to return, because there's other guys out there, I don't want to really name them because I'll be here all day, but there's some guys out here who do okay work, but none was like Mark Bustler. Mark Bustler was the guy when it came to Classic Game Room. So I hopefully we'll see him making content again, trying to review everything that's video game related, because I mean he's really good at it. He does a phenomenal job. He's one of the best to ever do it, and he's a true OG of the game. And his format, his style, is very hard to replicate. Some people have tried to replicate it, but it's just not the same, because just even from down to the corny jokes, it was just so original that you could not ignore it. So I mean, he built up over 400,000 subs. Like I said, I think he should have had 2 million by now if he'd have just stuck with it. But money is money, and if you got to make money to feed your family and things don't go right, things do happen. But hopefully he comes back around and doesn't have to really lean on this so much. So we'll see. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of Classic Game Room? I mean, me, I'm a huge fan of it. I love his content. It was one of the reasons why I used to watch YouTube religiously, back in the day. I really didn't worry about all the other stuff on YouTube now, and I don't really watch much stuff on YouTube as like I used to, because Mark was the center of all of that. It came from whatever Mark did, and then I branched out to everybody else, and it was a fun time back then. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. Mark, you got my support. I did support your Patreon for a while. I did buy some stuff off Amazon, and I always supported what you did, because I thought you made great content. Hopefully you'll stick around a little bit longer this time, and you make some, like I said, make some great videos or whatever. All right, y'all, I said enough. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys a fan? Do you care less? I mean, what is it? Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, I said enough. Y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy. Y'all know how it is. Peace.